led by Mr. Andrew Armstrong. I'm not sure currently after the last race, Andrew has moved up, but in second place it will be Scott Laliberte. So, in fact, by him winning the last race, I believe he may have surpassed Andrew Armstrong already on points. We will have that update for you shortly, and I believe Gordon Ross is also going to be up there passing the microphone around to see if anyone up there has any questions that we can answer about the racing.
And which one's Scott in this race?
Scott Laliberte is currently right on the front of the race now in the double blue jersey. He has just pulled up high on the track. So that is your overall leader in the A's. Second place overall, I believe, might be Jeff Kane in the red, as he was third overall going into the season. I now just put hand results, and in fact, Andrew Armstrong still does hold the lead while not racing yet. Scott Laliberte is in second overall. There is a 5-point differential. 64 points for Andrew Armstrong, who's obviously not going to score any points. Scott Laliberte with 59. Murray Solem with 48, and Jeff Kane with 37. Those are your top four. Jonathon Gormick is in fifth. Those are your top five with 32 points. So it is a tight spread at the top. Laliberte, if he scores 5 points, will be in the lead, pending Murray Solem not scoring major points. Those are your leaders. So we're underway. Glenn Marr, have you left? Are you in the house still? We're in dead air here,
So, Jerry?
Yes.
We're going to do a little bit of Q&A up here.
All right, that's perfect, because we've got one lap to go, so let's wait for this next sprint, and then we can get into that. Scott Laliberte is moving on the top here. And we've got riders down, riders down. Riders down on the bell. Laliberte at the front. Moves down, it looks like it's Murray Solem. Now Murray Solem has 6 laps to get back into this race without any penalty. He looks like he's up and ready to go quite easily. He will obviously not contest the sprint. And at the line, it's Aid, Laliberte, Gormick, and Reid. 37, 46, 42, and I can't read Christopher Reid's number. So Murray Solem will be back into this race shortly. He's got 4 more laps, so he's going to roll around, take it easy, and wait for them. So he's not being penalized for this at all. You are, under the rules, allowed the closest number of laps to 1,300 meters to get back on the track in the points race, and that's 3 laps. So he still has 3 more laps. So and obviously you can see the group's going to catch him. So Gordon, do you have any questions up there for me?
Absolutely, Jeremy. A couple of questions. First, why did they wear spandex?
Why do they wear spandex? Well, a long time ago, and not so long ago, because we do have a guy here who wears wool. It used to be wool that was the garment of choice. And spandex is just very tight fitting. Obviously, it does play an aerodynamic role to some degree. And chicks dig it too. Let's just face the facts. It's plain cool.
Next question, Jerry. Is there a hard luck rider of the week award?
Most definitely. Actually, we're going to go with the Hard Luck Team award, and that would have to go in the pro leads to none other than Brian Crosby and Brad Huff of the LA Lightning. And Brian had a horrible crash on the first night in our 160 lap Madison. And the rules of Madison is if your partner is out for an indefinite period, you have to race, you have to do the whole race. You don't get to ride on relief of the whole team. So Brad Huff did about 143 laps on the 160 laps on the first night. And Brian was up and racing the next day and continued on, but unfortunately had another crash. And if anyone does want to venture down and take a look at Brian's elbow, it's about the size of my quad here right now. So he's got some bit of damage in his elbow. And we're going to be coming up on another sprint shortly. So maybe we can save some questions. We do have Kevin Thorpe now, Jason Manning off the front. But the Hard Luck Award would definitely go to the LA Lightning. Jonathon Gormick, rounding turn into turn 3, exiting turn 4, and Solem, the rider class, gets the belt, but over the top is Julian Base making the move, but Solem is up the ante, and now it's not Potma and Dan Schmit coming around. Who's it going to be at the line? It looks like it's going to be 62, 51, 56, 58 in that order. So Matthew Potma, the triple junior national champion, away to the races with Dan Schmit. They've got a small gap, but Julian Base will join shortly. Now Gordon, do we have any more questions up there before the next sprint?
Couple more questions, Derek.
Fire away.
What's the length of the track, and how does that compare to Olympic track distances?
Well, this track is 200 meters in length, and track distances, there are certainly some standard track distances, 200 being a standard track distance, but for kind of Madison racing, 6-day style racing, 200 is a regionally standard distance track. Most Olympic tracks and World Cup tracks now are required to be, however, 250 meters. However, there were other distances, 333 is common, and oddly enough, the Olympic track that was in Montreal for the 1976 is also another little bit of an oddball distance, but it is quite common, is 285. But the standard distance tracks for Olympic and World Championships are 250 now, and mostly because that's the largest track realistically you can put indoors. Moscow being the exception, 333 indoor track, 9 meters wide as well. It's a huge facility, huge track. 250.
Looks like we got some race action here.
We do. We've got the two junior riders away. Jason Manning and Kevin Thornton, they're away with Christopher Reid, 2007 BC Endurance Track Champion, but Jonathon Gormick has moved across, as has Jeff Bain, and now Potma will bring the rest of the group across. So, I would like to encourage everyone to come on down the infield. You can talk to these riders. It's one of the cool things about cycling. Hockey, football, I mean, you got guys that are going to tackle you and put you in a headlock if you go down and try and talk to the football players. You got the glass and the bench, and you don't want to be dealing with a hockey enforcer too intense and stuff on the ice. But you can come down and talk to these riders. And the next sprint, it's Christopher Reid leading out, but going over the top is Jeff Bain. He's hungry for points. He's pushing the pace, but Jason Manning's there. Furious George Gormick is pushing the pace. But at the line, it's going to be Ryder 37, Jeff Bain 42, 52, and maybe 58. 48, picking up 4th place. So yeah, I really would encourage you to come down because, like I said, it is one of the neat things about cycling at levels, professional and amateur. You can go down and talk to the riders, and most of the riders, and there's a couple of guys that are a little crusty, the older guys, they're kind of grumpy old guys, but most of the guys are more than willing to talk to you.
So Jeremy, I think most of the spectators have noticed the steepness of the track up here.
47.5 degrees.
We just had a question about how slow can you go on the track? And also, what's the fastest that's being recorded here at the Burnaby Velodrome?
Well, the slowest speed depends on a few things. Christian Meyer, for the successful lane team, and he rides with Semester, usually scares the bejesus out of me because he rides so slow, I can't believe it. We always tell our novice riders, we've got an attack here from Kevin Thorpe, but the chase is on. But we usually tell the novice riders 30 kilometers an hour. But we have seen riders riding as slow as 24. I've just been told 22 kilometers an hour has been recorded on the black line. I personally would like to do that. And Thorpe is away, the chase is on, he's got a substantial gap. In terms of top speed, I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to say what the top recorded speed is here, but it's going to be very close to 70 kilometers an hour. And that would be for riders like Cam McKinnon, who you'll see tomorrow and you saw earlier this week. And now we've got Matt Potma, who's bolted away. He's caught Kevin Thorpe, and potential Omnium winner Scott Laliberte is hunting him down. And guys like Travis Schmit will go up here for race. So close to 70 kilometers an hour with the top speed.
Certainly this evening, spectators can see speeds in excess of 60 kilometers an hour.
Certainly, there's a fine line between the endurance riders and the pure sprinters. Now you'll see different types of endurance riders like you have in the Madison. They get the big diesels, and Potma is taking the bell. Laliberte is chasing. And third place is going to look like it's going to be up for grabs through the base line group, Julian Base line group. And at the line, Potma is easily going to take this. Laliberte will take second. So rider 62 picking up the win. Laliberte and Jeff Aiden, rider 37, bolts from the group to pick up third place points. And Solem, rider 56, picking up fourth place points. But you will see, as I said, anytime you see riders riding 12 seconds or less, it's pretty easy math. 12 seconds is 60 kilometers an hour. And we have seen many 60-kilometer-an-hour laps. And the thing about the endurance riders is they can do that for 3, 4, and 5 laps in the Madison. They're averaging probably close to 53 to 55 km/h for the entire race. And sprint laps are at over 60 kilometers an hour. The sprinters, yes, they can go 68 to 70, but we're talking one lap. That's it. So, Potma is still away. Laliberte looks like he's gonna go flat, bolting out of the group. So, our leader is Jeff Aiden with 12 points. But in second place is Matthew Potma. And Matthew Potma is at half a lap from catching the group. He has 10 points. So, if Potma takes the lap, he will get 20 points and secure him the lead. Behind that, we have a rider at 6 points. Rider 46, Scott Laliberte, has 6 points. Top 3 riders will be rider 62, Potma. And now Aiden realizes what's happening. He knows he has to work hard and bring this away. 3 laps to go. Potma will see 13 laps to go and 3 laps. And coming to the next time around, Potma will see 13 to go. That means he's going to have 3 laps to go. Potma's going to see 12 to go. That's 2 laps to go to the next sprint. So Potma will pick up 5 for sure. And Aiden's work has stretched out Potma's job here. Potma is going to have to get on his horse if he wants to take this lap. But Potma will get the bell. Potma will easily pick up the 5 points. But in second, can Schmit hold on? Yes, 51, 52, 42. And Potma is coming back with it. Now Christopher John Reid is pushing the pace. And now we've got 3 riders away. Laliberte.
Just had a question up here, Jared.
Fire away.
Are there any indoor velodromes in Canada?
Well, obviously Burnaby is indoor, and yes, in London, Ontario, there's the Forest City Velodrome. It is a little bit steeper and a little bit shorter. It is 138 meters, and it is about 52 degrees in steepness. It's inside the London, Old London Knights junior hockey team, their old arena. The other indoor velodrome, which is not in Canada, is in Los Angeles. And it is a 250 facility. It's about 4 years old. It houses the U.S. National Championships and the World Cup that a lot of these pro riders and most of our top women are going to be racing at in 3 weeks. January 18, 19, and 20 down in Carson, California, which is a suburb of Los Angeles. So now, Potma continues to soldier on. Aiden has bolted from the group with Jonathon Gormick and the 16-year-old Kevin Thorpe. Can they shut down Potma? We're not sure if Potma wants to take this lap or he's content with the 5 points, or if the pace is just too hot for Potma to actually catch the group. And I don't think he's going to be able to do it with 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go, but he will certainly pick up the 5 points for the sprint win. And I suspect that will give him the victory, as Matthew Potma will be leading overall right now. I need to see the 6 Kieran competitors and Neil Campbell riders whip to the start area immediately. On with all Kieran holders. So, Potma is now rounding turn 3, coming out of turn 4, and he's getting the bell for the final lap. So Potma will cruise to the final sprint victory, and the rest of the riders will be sprinting. And Liberty needs to get the second place point. Jeff Ain is coming around Liberty. This is going to be tight because this is going to be for a minor scoring position. Matthew Potma with 5 points. Matthew, don't take the hands off the handlebars. And at the line, it's 46, 56, 37. We will have results for you shortly. Kieran is up now